I'm Carlos Eduardo, and today I want to talk directly to Cowboys fans about a decision that tells us a lot about where this organization stands, where it's been, and where it's trying to go next. Because when you hear that Jerry Jones personally stepped in on a Sunday and blocked the coaching move, this isn't just a procedural footnote. This is philosophy. This is control. This is identity. And for the Dallas Cowboys, identity has always mattered as much as results. We're coming off another season that didn't meet the standard. Not for this franchise. Not for this fan base. Not for a team that still calls itself America's team, whether the rest of the league likes it or not. The 2025 season ended with a 7-9-1 record under first-year head coach Brian Schottenheimer, and once again, the playoffs were something we watched instead of something we participated in. 2 straight years without postseason football in Dallas. That hits differently here. From my perspective, that record alone doesn't tell the full story. Because when I watched this team week after week, I didn't see a roster completely devoid of talent. I saw imbalance. I saw a team pulled in 2 very different directions. On one side of the ball, you had an offense that could legitimately scare defenses. On the other side, you had a defense that, frankly, couldn't stop much of anything. And the numbers back that up in a brutal way. Defensively, under Matt Eberflus, the Cowboys allowed 251.5 passing yards per game and over 30 points per game. Worst in the NFL. Not bottom 10. Not bottom 5. Dead last. For a franchise that once prided itself on speed, intimidation, and physical dominance, that's hard to swallow. So the move to part ways with Eberflus was inevitable. It wasn't emotional. It was necessary. But while the defense was collapsing, something else was quietly taking shape. The offense. Under Clayton Adams, who stepped into the offensive coordinator role after Brian Schottenheimer's promotion, the Cowboys finished as one of the most productive offensive units in football. Nearly 392 yards per game. Over 268 passing yards per game. Almost 28 points per game. Top 7 across the board. That doesn't happen by accident. That happens because of structure, timing, and clarity. If I'm being honest with Cowboys fans, that's why what happened on Sunday matters so much. The Philadelphia Eagles requested permission to interview Clayton Adams for their offensive coordinator opening. This wasn't a promotion. This wasn't a step up. It was lateral. And because of that, the Cowboys had a choice. They could allow it, or they could shut it down. Jerry Jones shut it down. From my point of view, that's not about fear. That's about recognition. Recognition that in a season filled with frustration, Adams was one of the few stabilizing forces inside this building. Recognition that continuity, especially on offense, might be the one thing you cannot afford to lose right now. And let's not ignore the rivalry aspect here. This is Philadelphia. This is the NFC East. This is a division where nothing is neutral. Every move is magnified. Every decision is remembered. When a rival asks to take a key piece of your staff, you're not obligated to help them. Especially not when you believe that piece is part of your own solution. I've covered this team long enough to know that the Cowboys have always lived in a unique space in the NFL. This isn't just a football team. It's a brand. It's a legacy. It's expectation layered on top of expectation. This is the franchise built by Tom Landry, defined by Roger Staubach's poise, powered by Emmitt Smith's consistency, refined by Troy Aikman's precision, and electrified by Michael Irvin's fire. Those names still echo through the halls of this organization, whether players admit it or not. And every generation of Cowboys football gets measured against that standard. That's why the pressure on this current core is so intense. Dak Prescott is no longer the young quarterback with potential. He's the veteran leader. The face. The quarterback tasked with carrying not just a playbook, but decades of expectation. CeeDee Lamb has grown into one of the most complete wide receivers in the league, a player defense's game plan for every single week. Micah Parsons is a defensive force, a tone setter, even when the unit around him struggles. Trayvon Diggs, when healthy, brings swagger and ball skills that change games. This roster isn't empty. It's uneven. In my opinion, Jerry Jones blocking that interview tells us he understands that imbalance. You don't fix everything at once. You protect what's working while you rebuild what isn't. Historically, the Cowboys have been at their best when they marry offensive efficiency with defensive identity. Think back to the 1990s. Those teams didn't just score. They controlled games. They dictated tempo. They imposed their will. Right now, Dallas can score, but it can't control. That's the gap. AT&T Stadium, Jerry World, still creates one of the most unique atmospheres in football. When it's right, that building feels alive. When it's wrong, the silence is deafening. Fans don't just want fireworks. They want confidence. They want belief. They want to walk into that stadium knowing their team can close games, protect leads, and respond under pressure. Blocking the Eagles' request doesn't solve the defensive issues. It doesn't magically fix coverage breakdowns or missed tackles. But it does send a message internally. We are not starting over everywhere. And that matters as the Cowboys head toward a critical offseason. Free agency opens in March. The draft arrives in April, with Dallas holding the 12th overall pick. Those are opportunities. Real ones. But they require a clear vision. From my perspective, the vision is simple, even if the execution isn't. Keep the offense intact. Let it continue to grow under Adams. Build around Dak's strengths. Maximize CD. Create consistency up front. Then, pour resources into fixing the defense. Speed. Discipline. Communication. Identity. Because Cowboys football, at its best, is balanced football. The NFC East isn't getting easier. Philadelphia will reload. New York will try to find stability. Washington will continue to search for its future. Every year, this division demands toughness. You don't finesse your way through it. You earn it. Jerry Jones has been criticized for decades for being too involved. Too hands-on. Too emotional. Sometimes that criticism is fair. But sometimes, it's also incomplete. Because moments like this show a different side. A calculated side. A decision rooted in protecting progress instead of chasing optics. If I'm being honest, I don't see this as Jerry clinging to control. I see it as Jerry acknowledging where the Cowboys actually are. Not where fans want them to be. Not where history says they should be. But where they are right now. And that honesty, uncomfortable as it may be, is the first step toward real change. Cowboys fans are tired of promises. Tired of off-season championships. Tired of hearing that next year will be different. What they want is evidence. Small steps. Smart decisions. Accountability. This was one of those decisions. It doesn't guarantee success in 2026. Nothing does. But it increases the odds that the foundation doesn't crack while repairs are being made. This is Dallas football. This is expectation. This is pressure. And as this offseason unfolds, every move will be judged through that lens. Rightfully so. I'll keep breaking it down honestly, the good and the bad, because that's what this fan base deserves. Stay patient. Stay demanding. And stay connected to the reality of where this team is headed.